Hey, peace and love, family. Welcome back. Got an interesting story in. I was recently tagged in this document. Basically, it's going in on the right to travel, and it seems that New Hampshire has been the first one to actually enact a bill when it comes to right to travel. This is the 2018 session. Uh, and just do a little reading in that relative to registration of commercial motor vehicles, operators, driver's licenses. Now, like I say, this is all about right to travel, and they're basically telling people, "Hey, this is what's up. It's been right, and it should have been pretty much a law." Um, this bill restates the right to travel and requires Department of Safety to provide at no cost a all non-commercial automobile and non-commercial conveyance owners a decal and identification card that states that the holder is exempt from registering his or her private conveyance under the Uniform Commercial Code exemption for commercial goods and household goods. Very interesting. And the Uniform Commercial Code, or UCCs, are basically just a uniform set of rules that you can find pretty much in every state. I know they fall in the Tejas territory on the Texas business codes, but it's pretty much the same thing. These are just things that have been standardized in law. So, as a uniform commercial code, it pretty much applies to all the states, or all states should have a similar provision. Now, the effect of this one may be very significant if they do start doing this basically for all the other 50 states. You know, a non-commercial license, or not license, they just say an identification card. You know, let me go on a little bit more. In their statement of purpose, the General Court finds that the authority of the Department of Safety is limited to only the commercial users of the public ways, and that corporate state employees have, by their silence, failed to fully inform sovereign people of this state that an automobile has been confirmed by Justice Grimes, and give a citation, to be private property defined by the current, and then they get a citation, as household goods and consumer goods, not for commercial use or private gain. Now, anyone that has talked about right to travel, in any capacity, you've heard someone talking on this saying that basically driving is a commercial process, um, and that we're travelers. Um, I want to point out in here, it does give a definition for traveler. Traveler means one who controls the automobile or other non-commercial conveyance. So, to give you a perfectly good idea, if you don't already have it, is that basically someone that travels is not operating in commerce. Um, Someone operating in commerce that actually is driving will be like a chauffeur, a Uber driver, a cab driver, Lyft, and these things. You know, traveler is a private person, as many of us teach. And it's just really finally good to see, that one of the states has basically defined all of this stuff, and they actually even going to be issuing an ID for travelers, which is very interesting and may be worth it. I'm not sure. You know, to my overstanding of this story, this is all new. They just recently passed this, so the ID might not even be available yet. But this video is really more just to show people, that this right to travel is a serious thing. You know, there have been dozens and dozens of court cases that went all the way up to the Supreme Court regarding the right to travel. And Right now there's no standardized process for traveling, but I'll be giving my personal process on the Patreon page. Y'all follow me over, and I'm gonna do an in-depth right to travel video there, basically where I break down the steps that I use to right to travel, including ID, the paperwork to put on file, and what happens, if you do get a ticket, how to beat it, pretty much. Throw it under the rug, because we know we have this right to travel. So, you know, there's nothing that they're doing that isn't commercial. When they pull you over, stop you, ticket you, all of that there. So it's just being able to rebut it, or being able to say that, you've already asserted your rights on the record. So that's, the easiest way to get remedy. And I'm gonna be breaking down my full process over on the Patreon. So y'all come join me over there. Peace and love.